how you doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to answer the question, Smo'King and Aldi Brisket, are they any good? Now, I belong to a couple smoking groups on Facebook, and there's been a lot of talk about these inexpensive and small briskets. Now, if you know anything about smoking and barbecuing, smoking a full packer brisket can be a very time-consuming and very expensive thing to undertake, especially if you don't have a lot of skill. It's considered kind of the top-notch tier. If you could smoke a good, juicy brisket, you've kind of reached the top tier of smoking and barbecuing. So it can be very intimidating. But when I saw these 2.5 to 3.5 pound brisket flats that Aldi are selling, and they're already pre-seasoned, I thought, you know what? Let's give it a shot and see how it is. This might be a good way for people to kind of get their feet wet to see if it's something they might want to tackle with a full packer brisket down the line. So as far as I understand, they only have two seasonings. I have one here that's 2.55 pounds. This one is salt and pepper rubbed. They're already pre-seasoned. And this one's a little bit bigger. This is 3.33 pounds, and this one is Texas style barbecue rub. And I'm going to kind of follow the directions on the back. They also give you directions on how to cook it in the oven. Obviously, the directions on the back are strictly based on time, and I never cook based on time. It's always to temperature, so it might vary a little bit. But you know what? We're going to give it a shot. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We'll see how long this takes, and more importantly, we'll see how this tastes when we're finished. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright guys, so I just want to kind of tell you what the directions specifically say, and they're both the same regardless of the weight. So that's why you got to kind of take it as a base instruction and vary it based on the temperature. So it's saying preheat your smoker to 250 degrees, put a small metal container with water close to the heat source for optimal cooking. Remove the product obviously from the package and put on the rack and open cook the brisket for 2 hours, then wrap. I'm gonna open cook the brisket till it reaches somewhere between 160 and 170 degrees, then I'll wrap. So if that takes 2 hours, great. If it takes a little longer, it'll take a little longer. Then they say wrap it in aluminum foil and cook it for 4 more hours until the internal temperature reaches between 195 to 201 degrees, and the thickest part is measured by a meat thermometer. So they're pretty basic instructions. You know, like I said, I'm going to use the instant read thermometer, make sure we hit those temperatures before doing anything else. So let me get these out of the package. We'll see what we're looking at. This is kind of interesting. I don't have to rub them or do anything. Whether these seasonings are any good, we'll find out. I'll be back in a second. All right, here they are out of the bag. You can see this one is obviously bigger by around a pound. So I did mention this 2.5 pounder was around $15. This 3.5 pounder was around $20. So I spent $35 for these two brisket flats. Pretty reasonable price, especially if you compare it to buying a full packer brisket, which could run you $100 plus. And then of course, you're trimming a lot of the fat off. There is a little bit of a fat cap on the back side, but for the most part, it looks like it's pretty nicely trimmed. I'm not going to do anything to these as far as trimming. They're just going to go straight in the smoker. So I'm going to leave these kind of sit on the counter. Let's go outside, fire up the smoker. Alright, so for this cook, I'm using my Char Griller Auto Kamado, just because with this grill, I'll have enough room to put both these briskets on the grate and enough room to put a water pan underneath like the directions suggest. So I got some pretty heavy-duty lump charcoal in here. I'm going to take a little fire starter. And the secret to keep this thing, 225 to 250 is never use a chimney starter. Just use one of these little starters here and just start one little area, let a little fire start to go, and then we'll turn the fan on and the fan will bring it up to that 250 degrees. So I'm just going to give this a minute. Let me see if maybe I can put a little piece of charcoal on there, some of these smaller pieces, just to kind of make sure we get some ignition. There we go. Alright guys, we'll be back maybe in around 10 to 15 minutes. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how I'm going to set this up now. So I have some pieces of hickory wood. We got a little fire going right here. I'm going to put one piece like right here. We'll put one piece maybe. So the heat deflector that comes with the Auto Kamado is kind of curved a little bit. It's meant to go in like this, but for this application, since I want to put a water pan underneath, I'm going to turn it upside down. Like so. And you know what? Let me make sure here, because it looks like some of the wood chunks here, or the charcoal chunks, are kind of getting in the way, and we don't want that. I might have overfilled it a little. But seeing this might take several hours to cook, I want to make sure we'll have enough fuel. And that piece of wood. Let's put that wood over here. I'll put this wood. All right, let's see now. So I just got one of these inexpensive foil pans that I'm going to put in here. And as per the directions, I'm going to fill it in with some warm tap water right out of the sink. I'm going to go around halfway. It's probably going to evaporate a little bit. I can always add more later. There we go. We'll put the grate on top. Now, let me go grab those briskets. All right, so I'm going to do the fat side down just because the heat source is coming from underneath. So I'm going to put the Texas style seasoning there. We're going to put the salt and pepper there. And there we go. So I'm going to get this thing stabilized at 250 degrees. All right, we'll turn her on. We're going to go 250. D1, which is referring... So the D1 that just flashed up is referring to the damper, which I've already set up here. So I can show you right there, D1. And you can hear the fan kicking on. It's got a bring that's at 92 degrees and climbing. We'll get it up to 250. This thing's pretty good at locking in the correct temp. It'll probably blow that fan until it gets to around 210, 215. The fan will shut down and it'll kind of just stabilize right at 250. So I'll let it go. I'm going to come out maybe in around 20, 30 minutes. We'll see what's going on. In the meantime, I'm going to let the char griller Auto Kamado do its thing. Alright guys, it's been around 45 minutes. It just came out here. Rock solid at 250. Got a little light smoke coming out. Yeah, looking good. We'll let the char griller do its thing. Alright guys, it's holding at 253. And it's been around an hour and 45 minutes. I have not been out here. According to the directions, we're only supposed to keep it on the smoker at 250 for 2 hours, and then we're supposed to wrap it. But you're not supposed to wrap it till it hits around 160 to 170 degrees. It might be going through a little bit of a stall. Anyway, I haven't been out here. Let's take a look and see how these are doing. Let me pause the fan. All right, wow, a lot of moisture for sure. Let's take a look and see where we are temperature wise. This little guy, obviously, yeah, 150. It's still, you can see by the, we're around 150 degrees. Oh, that one's, oh, they're both around 150 degrees. This one actually is registering a little warmer, which is surprising because it weighs a pound more. All right, well, these are certainly not ready to be wrapped yet. They're probably going through a little bit of a stall right now. There's definitely a lot of moisture on there. I'm not going to do anything. I'll let this go like another half hour. We'll come out, take a look at it, go from there. Alright guys, we are right at 250. We're at around the 2.5 hour mark. Last time wasn't so tender, wasn't up to temp. Let's see where we're at right now. All right. Let's go on the little guy here. Let me tilt it up a little bit so you guys can see. 156. 160. 160. 156. It's weird that this one's just thicker, I guess. 156. I'd rather not wrap until I'm at least like 165, maybe closer to 170. So I'm gonna give it another half hour. Let's come out in a half hour more. If it goes a little over 160, 170, it'll be fine. Let me unhold it. All right, guys, as you can see, it's holding rock steady at 250. We are at around 3 hours and 20 minutes, or approaching the 3.5 hour mark. So I'm thinking these are probably ready to be wrapped. Let's take a look. The main thing is, does the bark look okay? The bark does look okay on both of these. I wish it was a little bit better, but let's see. Yeah, 157, my goodness. This one, 164. This one, the Texas seasoning definitely seems a little bit more done, which is weird because this was a smaller piece. You know what? In the interest of having a better bark, I'm going to let it go another half hour. Call me crazy. I'll let it go another half hour. I think it's time to go have a cold drink. I'll meet you guys inside. Alright guys, I'm trying something very different. I just saw this in the store and I thought, what? Why not? It's hard Mountain Dew. It's an alcoholic Mountain Dew. If it was regular sugar, I wouldn't do it. It's 0 sugar. It's 5% alcohol. They also had a Baja Blast version, but I thought I'd try this. I have no idea whether I'd like it. Probably not, but you know what? Let's do something different.
Just have an open mind.
This is my daughter, Ava Grace, and my son, Kyle.
Hello.
And Ava Grace is trying something here. It's the original V8 100% vegetable juice from concentrate with added ingredients. That sounds appetizing. Added ingredients.
V8.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. And then Kyle's having something called radioactive soda. Mulberry flavor, pure cane sugar. I don't know who makes that. That's one of these specialty sodas, but that's what Kyle's having.
Yeah, this is just V8 in a can.
Can you shake that so you can shake that, huh?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you should shake the V8.
Oh.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I figured since it was compressed.
She likes V8.
So this is a
It's not
V8
carbonated.
vegetable
Here you go,
juice.
Kyle.
Oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool.
We can give it a good shake then.
Let's see. Yeah, shake
So,
well.
yeah, shake well.
Before.
Radioactive soda, now with radioactive ingredients.
I can't stand V8. It's I do not like tomato juice.
I don't like tomatoes for the most part either, so I can't stand normal V8. But they had some fruit ones and stuff. I thought those were okay.
Something about makes me want to gag. Alright, so this is a tall boy. 24 ounce. Hard Mountain Dew.
I'm a pretty big fan of Mountain Dew, and
It looks like Mountain Dew, I'll give you that.
The other
With all the artificial yellow number 5 and it looks like Mountain Dew.
it looks the same.
It looks
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Me and Mom were actually at Quick Trip the other day. I tried side by side the difference between diet and 0 sugar because they just started carrying the 0 sugar Mountain Dew, and I couldn't tell the difference. And like I could taste wise, I think 0 sugar tastes quite a bit better.
Okay, well, here we go. Smells like Mountain Dew. Alright, cheers. Cheers, Kyle, with this radioactive soda. Alright, guys, thanks for stopping by. We'll have a sip and tell you what we think.
It was a radioactive dew.
This tastes like Mountain Dew. This legitimately tastes like Mountain Dew.
It is Mountain Dew.
No, I don't taste any alcohol. Maybe a little bit in the aftertaste? Wow. Now I'm kind of mixed feelings about it because this could be bad for young kids who don't like the taste of beer or whiskey and stuff to drink something like this that tastes like Mountain Dew. All right, I don't know. We'll see. It tastes like Mountain Dew to me. I really can't tell the difference. So I guess they accomplished having a hard Mountain Dew. It really tastes authentic to me. Okay, Ava Grace, what do you think of your original V8?
Yes, this is very unique. I haven't really heard of anything that's like a vegetable juice liquid. I could say it's really unique. I like I can taste most of the tomatoes, but yeah, I just like the way they made it like you drink your vegetables.
Yeah, well that's their slogan, I think. So you would have that again. You've
I
always
would.
liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't handle it like I told you guys. All right, Kyle, how's your radioactive soda?
It's definitely good. I was checking the back for the ingredients because weirdly it doesn't have that syrupy taste that some sodas have, and it tastes more like not sugary, but where you can like taste the sugar as in opposed like some sweetener or whatever, and it says it's mulberry flavor. I couldn't figure out what that was, but I don't think I've had mulberry much.
I don't think I have either. I don't even know what that is.
I think I had one soda back in the day that might have been mulberry flavored, but it's definitely not something I'm used to.
Would you have it again?
Yeah, it kind of tastes. The closest thing I could say tastes like maybe like a mix between like a blueberry and like a plum. I want to say something
Okay.
like that.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, cheers again, guys. Cheers to our viewers. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go out in around 20 minutes. We'll check on that brisket. It's probably about time to wrap it up. And I'll see you out there in just a second.
Let's get drinking.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Kyle, really?
All right, we are approaching the 4-hour mark, believe it or not. Let's take a look here. A lot longer than I anticipated, and certainly not what I would have done if I just followed the direction and didn't have an instant read. It would have been pretty disastrous, I think. Definitely better looking bark now. We're starting to form here, so let's see. Still, okay, 164, 169. 177. Let's see on this one over here. 159. Well, see, this little guy over here, it's just because of the thickness. Oh, gosh. This little guy is ready. This one's definitely ready. We're at that 160 to 170 range, which is typically where this one just must be going through a little bit more of a stall, maybe because it's thicker. We're at that 158, 157. You know what? Sometimes people do a no-wrap brisket. They just let it go. It obviously has advantages of giving you a way more bark. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to let it go maybe another 20 minutes to a half hour, just because I want to make sure they're both ready to be wrapped. If this one goes like 170, 175, no harm, no foul. I just want to get this one up in the 165 range. We'll let it go. I'm going to go finish my hard Mountain Dew, and we'll come out here in around a half hour. All right, another half hour's gone by. Believe it or not, guys, 5 hours at 250. Seeing the size of these things, 2.5, 3.5 pounds, there's no way I would have thought we'd be smoking these, but I do like the bark, I have to admit. So let's go. We know this little guy's done. Yeah, we're at 170, 180 right there, 170, okay. All right, here we go, 168, 163, all right. This is what I've been waiting for. Bark looks good too. Let's take a closer look. But yeah, bark looks really good. I'm gonna take these in and wrap them. I'll meet you guys inside. I'm also gonna remove the deflector plate, remove the foil pan. We don't need it anymore. Probably give that the coals a good stir, see if I need to add any. And yeah, we'll be back in a minute once we get these wrapped up, continue cooking them. Meet you guys inside. All right, here they are inside. So this one was a Texas rub, and this one was the old salt and pepper. They smell smoky. All right, let me get some foil. We'll wrap these up. All right, guys, now I'm gonna wrap these up. I'm using foil. You can also use butcher paper. I have 2 pieces of foil here. I'm using the heavy-duty Reynolds wrap. Now, I just took some, what I'm drinking right now, Pabst Blue Ribbon, that Mountain Dew hard. I couldn't even finish it all. That's a different story, but I just got a little bit of beer here. I'm just gonna spray the bottom of this foil. I want to keep everything nice and moist. All right, so we're gonna take that Texas style rub here, like that. Maybe my best bet would be to spin it around so you guys can see. Spray a little bit. It is still pretty moist. Want a little bit of moisture. All right. So just using 1 piece. Let's move that in. Like that. And I'm doing the shiny side, wrapping it so the shiny side's on the inside. We want to do this tight too. That, try to do nice and tight. There we go. Just kind of really make sure it's wrapped around properly. Okay? Take the second piece. Same thing. Alright guys, there you go. Let me wrap the other one, and then I'll meet you guys outside. Alright guys, back on to the smoker. I did remove the water pan, as I mentioned. I did stir up. There's plenty of charcoal there. It's still got a little fire going, but I stirred it up a little bit with one of the rods from my pit barrel. Put the heat deflector in, flipped it around, and yeah, here we go. Now, we'll see how long this takes. We're just going to try to bring it up to that 198, 203. But what we're really concerned with is getting it probe tender. When I stick that probe temperature in, if it slides in and out like butter, that's what we're looking for. So since they're wrapped up, got a little bit of beer in there. I hopefully won't take too long. Luckily, I started this project early. I didn't believe these little 2.5, 3.5 pound briskets from Aldi was going to be an all-day affair, but typically with brisket, that's what you're dealing with. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get this closed up. Let me unpause. Yep, we'll let it come up. We'll come check on this maybe around an hour and a half or so. See you then. All right, guys, it's been 2 hours. I cranked up the temperature to 275 around an hour ago. I came out here, I wanted to test it, but I thought I'd just give it some time. I did come out here and look 10 minutes ago, but I wanted to show you guys real quick. 208. Look how easy this is going in too. 208. This is the little guy. 207, 208. The big guy over here. 210. Yeah, this is done. So what am I gonna do now? Let me go in right there. Yeah. I got a Coleman cooler here. I'm gonna wrap these up in a towel, put them in a cooler. All right, guys, I have an old beach towel. I put both of these here. We're gonna fold this over. And I'm going to. All right, I put the 2 briskets wrapped in that beach towel into the cooler here. Close that up. Just gonna let that sit. Let all those juices kind of mellow out. Let it absorb back into the meat. We'll be back in an hour. You can go an hour to 2 hours. It'll stay nice and warm. We want that temperature to drop just a little bit. That's it, guys. Dinner is almost ready. All right, so I just brought them in. They've been in the cooler for around 2 hours. They're still nice and warm, but you know what? It's getting late. I'm getting hungry. So we're gonna unfold these and see what these inexpensive Aldi briskets are like. Boy, it's been an all-day process. Way longer than I anticipated. I thought this would be a relatively quick cook, maybe 5-6 hours. It went definitely longer than that. Okay, let's see. Ooh. So this is the salt and pepper one right here. Oh, look at how jiggly it is. You guys see that? The fat's on the bottom. All right. So that is the salt and pepper. Let's get out the Texas rub. It's called something Texas rub. I can't remember exactly what, but open this up. All right. Ooh, it smells wonderful, wonderfully smoky. All right. Well, I can feel the fat on the bottom. Look at the jiggle. All right, let me get the foil put away. Be back. We'll slice into this. Give it a taste. All right, time to slice into these. This one I can tell pretty easily. The grain's going this way. This one, I think the grain's going similar. But let's for the sake here, just try. Let me do this one right in half. Just to see what we're looking at. I think this is the correct. All right. Look at that, guys. Little bit of a smoke ring. Aldi Brisket. This one right here was around 20 bucks. Let me slice some. Let me get this one a little bit out of the way. Get this so you guys can see here. Let's do, like, you know, normal brisket slices. There we go. Oh, I can tell it's very, very tender. All right. There we go, guys. So this is the Texas rub. Slice a few more slices here. The bend isn't quite there, but look, for an inexpensive brisket, at least if you're trying to start out for the first time. All right. Let me just set this up on this side over here because I need room to do the salt and pepper. There we go. All right. Let's get the salt and pepper one going here. Like I said, I believe, oh, it's hard to tell. I think it's going this way, which would mean like this. No, I gotta go for my instinct here. Let's see. All right, there we go, this one. Ooh, This one looks a little more dry. Oh, maybe not with this piece. All right, let's. Okay, let's move this over. I might be having the grain cut wrong here. I just can't tell, so I'm doing the best I can. But here we go. Well, look at that, guys. It's very juicy. Certainly not dry. All right, I'm gonna cut up a few little pieces of each one. We'll get the family out here. We'll give this a taste. All right, welcome back. I'm here with my family, my wife Monica, my son Kyle.
Hello.
So I have two kinds. This is the salt and pepper, and this is like some kind of Texas rub on here. Let's try the
Oh, I can
salt
see
and
the
pepper.
smoke ring there.
Look at the bark. The bark is definitely better with the salt and pepper, which is more traditional.
I see that little smoke ring too.
Okay, just grab a little piece.
Smells good.
Try it, give it a shot.
Now, I'm normally not a big brisket fan, so I'm not gonna, if I...
Mmm. Very tender. Can you taste any smoke? I don't taste a whole lot of smoke, but
I
I might
don't.
be a little immune.
No, I don't taste a lot of smoke, but
It's very
it's
tender.
good.
I can tell it's there, but I can't really taste it.
Okay.
So people that don't like a lot of smoke, that's probably...
Now, what do you think of the seasoning? Is it too salty, too peppery?
No, I think it's the seasonings, in my opinion, the seasoning's right on.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I mean, for as long as you were smoking it, I would have expected more smoke flavor, so
I kind of went to, oh, that bite had a little more bark.
it's good.
The texture reminds me kind of corned beef.
Well, it is.
That's
Basically,
what
corned
corned
beef
beef
is a brisket. It's just cured.
Yep.
All right, so
Good
now,
observation.
yeah, good observation. Let's try the Texas barbecue one.
Okay.
Have a piece of that. Tell me now the difference in anything, flavor-wise, specifically.
This is a little sweeter.
Oh, and there's something got a sweet tinge to it.
I kind of like this though. I like it.
I think this has a little more flavor than the other one.
You think so? Mm-hmm. All right.
If I was gonna have a lot of it, I'd probably have that.
Right off the bat, before we tasted it, I would have probably been willing to bet you that I would have wanted the salt and pepper one more. I kind of like that one a tiny bit more just because it has a little more flavor. It is a little sweeter. They're both good though.
Try another. Here, try this one.
If I was
with a little-
eating a lot of it, I'd eat this, but if I was just having a little, I'd probably have this.
Now you, now you
normally-
can taste the salt and pepper with that bark. What do you think?
I still think that to my...
Okay.
Oh, they're both good though. I'm normally not even a
So
brisket fan.
you prefer this better?
I think if I was making this into a sandwich, or I was having a lot of it, or whatever, I'd go for this. But if I was just having a little bit with some food, then I'd have this, because it has more flavor on its own.
So overall, what do you think? Does it taste good? Is it a decent brisket?
Yeah.
I
Very.
mean, look, guys. This isn't the best brisket I've had, but I think this is good as the stuff I get at like chain restaurants and stuff.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get a brisket in a barbecue platter. And you know what? For getting it in a prepackaged thing from Aldi, very inexpensive. Like I said, this one was 15 bucks. This one was 20. Yeah, you know, it was a little time-consuming smoking, but brisket always is. But way easier, I think.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to learn how to smoke a brisket for the first time, maybe this is a good place to start, kind of get your feet wet before you get to full packer, which is a lot more intense, a lot longer. You got to trim it the whole bit. This is a much easier way to go.
Packer?
They call it a full packer brisket.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought you have to like make this before you go root for the Packers.
Must be a Wisconsin thing.
Go Pack, go.
Anyway, guys, I would recommend it. It's inexpensive. Like I said, it's not the best brisket I've ever had, but it certainly is good.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little time consuming, but if you're having a smoker going on,
You're enjoying the nice outdoors.
yeah, like I was today,
Yeah.
pick a couple of these up from Aldi. I don't think you'll be disappointed. They're pretty decent. As
Agreed.
always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. If you liked the video, hit the like button. The logo on my shirt here is the logo on the bottom of the screen. If you click on that, it allows you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that, it really helps my channel grow. And I'll leave a link above and below to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. That's where I have all my videos, links, photos, the whole bit.
You're the Smo'King, baby.
Okay.
Mwah.
Right. So you think this one's the best, and Kyle thinks this one's the best.
No, that's not what he said.
Well,
I
he said
think
it
they're
was
both good for different. It depends on what you're doing with it. Like if you're making something with the brisket, I think this would be better. But maybe this is a little bit better on its own,
I totally skip
or in
that.
smaller doses.
I get that.
All right, guys, we're going to enjoy this. Thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Very good.
I like it.